I wanted something that was getting back to a time where an artist was respected as an artisan or as a craftsman, and there was an actual skill involved in order to turn out a final piece. Most people are familiar with at least linoleum block printing, whether it's in a high school class or a college class, and they always have the story of that cut on my finger. That's from my high school block printing class. And usually it's just in like a single color form. With the reduction process, it's a whole different step where you're actually printing a multicolored print using a single block. So you keep continually cutting that same block away until you print your whole piece. Because I've discovered that process, and it's not something that many people do, and I knew that that was a perfect fit for me, it is now just about creating the work and hoping people respond to it. But that's one of the beautiful things about being an artist, is that I can just do the work. Over the last 10 years that I've lived here, I've taken thousands of photos of downtown. And when I look back over the 10 years, a lot of the stuff that I've taken shots of don't even exist anymore. So documentation and preservation are a big part of my work right now, so far as capturing the quickly changing face of the Los Angeles urban landscape. I knew early on that I was meant to be an artist. I have a little drawing of me complete with beret standing in front of an easel, and at the bottom it says, "Someday I will be an artist and I will paint a lot of pictures." And that was as early as first grade, and so I knew that something would be involved with the arts. Even though I'm working from photographs, I'm still doing a hand drawing that's projected from that. I doctor the way shadows fall to make sure that the curve of the shadow is the way I want it to, and I rub that down onto the linoleum surface, and then I'll spray fix it with a fixative that will adhere the drawing to the block throughout the whole process, even throughout the printing of the ink and the washing off with mineral spirits. Then the carving begins. I'm carving into a literal linoleum block. This is meant for fine art purposes. It doesn't have a protective gloss on it or anything, but it really is the same stuff that you'd use on your floor. So basically where I'm gouging away right now will reveal the white of the paper when I put the first layer of ink on. Once I carve those areas away that's going to reveal the white of the paper, then I ink the block with my first color. Making sure that the whole block is covered uniformly with the ink. So once the linoleum block has been inked, I put it in the press, put the paper down on top, put a piece of masonite down, and I'm ready to crank it through the press. Peel up that piece of paper, and then what's printed on paper is my first color. So all you see is the white of the paper and the areas that have been gouged away, and then that first color. Then I print my addition. So say I print 7 pieces of paper, it'll all just look just like that first piece of paper. And once the entire block is cleaned off, then I'm ready to start the next stage. Reduction process was definitely a lost art form and very labor intensive. And I think that's why not many people do it anymore, because there's so much attention to detail as far as carving the block, as far as inking the block. And it does take a long time to do a final piece. Probably the most important element of this entire medium is registration in the press and the way the block and the paper fits into the press. Because you're printing from the same block, it's crucial that the colors line up. I'm not about mass producing the work at all. Because of the process, because you can never go back and print the edition, I want people that are buying my work to know that it's a very limited edition piece. I think that that is part of the charm of the piece. I think it's part of the medium. It's printed from a block. It's not meant to be photorealistic. And so it's just sort of the nature of the process that you get that look with things. And I actually like that even within the edition, each piece has its own unique qualities to it. I have an idea of what I want as a final piece, but even I don't know what it's going to look like until usually that final color. And I just have to give over to the mystery of that process, whether it's in my art or the process or in life, that you have to really just slow down and enjoy the journey as well as the destination. There's so much in LA that I find. I mean, there's so many pieces that I still have to do. It's amazing how each area of Los Angeles has its own characteristics. When I look back over my work, I can see it's definitely will continue to be my muse.
To watch more on the linocuts of Dave Lefner, go to SoCalConnected.org/Dave Lefner.